Hello everyone, welcome to Learn DSA Daily. Today we'll be looking at some questions on two pointers. So our first question would be two sum. Here we are given an array of integers num and a target. Now we need to figure out if there are two elements which sum up to the target 9. How do we approach this question? Let's create a function and have two pointers, one left and other right. The left would be pointing to the first element, while the right will be pointing to the last element. And then we'll iterate over each element of the array until the left is less than right. And currently we have two elements. So we will check if the sum of two elements is equal to the target. If yes, we will print the index of these elements. If the sum is smaller than the target, that means we need to move out left pointer because the values are sorted. The second element would be greater than the first. And if our sum is greater than the target, then we will reduce our last element. And if we iterated over each of the element and we still didn't found any match, we will just print -1. Let's see. Okay. So now the sum of 2 and 7 is 9. So that's why we have printed 0 and 1. If we increase it to let's say 18, then our index would be 1 and 2. And if we make it something that we don't have any element, then it will print -1. This is how we can approach this problem. Now, the second question will be looking at three sum. So here we are given an array of elements, and we need to figure out if there are three elements which sum up to a particular number. So here in this case, we will see if the sum equals to 0. Let's update this array. And here we do not have a target. So we will see if there are three elements which sum up to 0. So for three elements, what we can do is we can run a for loop. The for loop will iterate over each element, and then we can use two pointers for the second and third element. So our The for loop will fix our first element, and our left pointer will fix our second element, and the right pointer will fix our rightmost element. So if there is a match, we will append it to the answer. So let's update the same question. What we will do, we will sort the array. So we will create a result empty array list. Now we will run a for loop over each element, and we will see if the elements are duplicate. So if I is greater than 0, the first element we will always consider, and from the second element we will see if the second element is equal to the first element, or any next element is equal to the previous element. In that case, we will skip the element. If not, then we will take a left and right pointers. And since we have already taken I, the next element would be I plus 1. And the second element would be n minus 1 I as is. Now the rest of the thing will remain same. So let's put everything inside this for loop, and since we do not have a target, we need to update our method. We do not have a target, so we will sum it equal to 0. If sum is equals to 0, then we will update all these elements into the result. And we do not have a target, so we will see how many pairs can sum up to that target. So we will append it to the answer. Of I. And let's remove these conditions. And since we are expecting to have a pair, we won't be having any default return. Now the same thing we will do with the left and right pointer. Like for this for loop, we are checking if the previous element and this current element, if they are equal, then we will skip the element. The same thing we will do for the left and right pointer as well. So after appending it to the result, we will run a loop again till the left pointer is less than right, and nums of left equals nums of left plus 1. So if our left pointer value and the next of left pointer value are same, we will just increment our left pointer. And same thing we will do with the right pointer as well, until our left is less than right, and nums of right minus 1. We will decrement our right pointer. After doing that, since we have already run this iteration and appended these I left and right pointers to the result, we will just update our left and right pointer once more. Okay, this is when our sum was equals to 0. If sum was not equals to 0, then we'll see if sum is less than 0. If so, we will increment our left pointer. Otherwise, we will decrement our right pointer. So this is done. We will just print our result. So let's see what it prints. So if you see, it's printing three subarrays, two subarrays, which is sum to 0. This minus 1 is minus 2 plus 2, 0. In this minus 1 and plus 1 is 0 plus 0 is 0. Right? So what we have done in this question, we have fixed our first element with the for loop. And after that, we have checked if the first element and the previous element, if both are same. So if I is greater than 0, as in first element, we will definitely take. And from the second element, we will check if the second element was same as the first element. If so, we will skip it. After that, we will take two pointers, left and right, and we will iterate over them until left is less than right. We will have a sum and see if sum equals to 0, we will append it to the answer. And then for we will do the same uh, while loop for to avoid duplication in the left and right pointers as well. After that, we will increment our left and right pointer accordingly, and then we will print our answer. Okay. So this is three sum. Moving on to the next question, we have three sum closest. So now this is similar to the previous question where we have a target. Let's see this in action. And now we have a target. And we need to figure out if there is any pair of the three values which is nearest to our target 1. So for this question, our approach is going to be same. We are going to sort our values to avoid duplication and to fix our left and right pointer and manage it accordingly. And since we are seeing just one number, one set of numbers which are nearest to the target, we won't have this result array. Instead, we will have a variable closest. We'll set it to infinity. And since we are taking three elements, we will stop our array at n minus 2. Let's start from fresh. Suppose we have the two values. The last value would be taken by the right pointer. We are iterating only to this second last element. Then we have our left and right pointer. We will iterate over the elements if the left is less than right. Then what we will do, we will see if our sum is nearest to the target. So target minus sum is our current value, and we will see if this is less than target minus closest. So what we are doing, we have stored closest currently to infinity. Target minus infinity will give a bigger number than the target minus current sum that we are having. And if our current sum is less than the previous closest one, we will update our closest to the sum. Then we will check if sum is less than target. So we increment our left pointer. Sum is greater than the target. Decrement right pointer. And if not, we will print sum here itself and return. That means sum is less than target, increment the left pointer. If sum is greater than target, decrement the right pointer. If not, that means sum is equals to the target. And if sum is equals to the target, that is the best case. So here we are printing yes and returning. And then we will print the closest value that we have right now. So the closest value to 1 is 2 right now. How? We have 3 elements. So let's take this one, minus 1, 2 and 1. Minus 1 and plus 1 cancels out each other, and then we have this 2. If I make this 2 as 1, then this condition will go to the else case and it will directly print 1. Moving on to the next question. Now we have 4 sum problem. So now we need to take 4 elements from the array. Let's clear this out first, just to avoid any confusion. And take numbers. Your target is 0. Okay. Again, we will do the same thing. Nums dot sort. Okay, before proceeding, let's fix the approach. So what we will do, now we need to take 4 elements from the array. So we will run a nested loop. Our first loop would fix our first element, and then our second loop will fix our second element. And for third, fourth element, we will have use two pointers. So left will fix our third element and right would fix our fourth element. And again, we are using the result array list. Now we will run our first loop n minus 3. Why are we doing n minus 3? N minus 3 would be third last element because the remaining three elements will be taken by the inner for loop and the left and right pointers. So after doing this, we will check if the elements are duplicate. So if I is greater than 0 and nums of I equals nums of I minus 1. If so, we will continue to the next element. Now we will run our nested loop, second loop for j in range I plus 1 because I is already taken to n minus 2 because the next two elements will be taken by the pointers. And then again we will check if j is greater than I plus 1. Nums of j equals to nums of j minus 1. So again we are doing the same thing. For the second loop as well, we are checking if the elements are duplicate for j. And if so, we will continue. Now we will use left and right pointers. The remaining process would be same while the left is less than right. We will calculate our sum. Nums of I, nums of j, nums of left. And see, our sum equals to the target. If equal, we will update it in the response. And then again, for left and right pointers as well, we will check for the duplicate elements. There are duplicate elements, so we will update the left pointer. And for the right pointer as well, we will do the same. Decrement the right pointer. And then, since we have already iterated over each element, I mean, these loops are just going to the next element, which are same. Then we need move to the next element. Okay. So this is when the S matches the target. If it is not matching, and sum is less than target, then we will increment left pointer. Otherwise, we will decrement our right pointer. And so once everything is done, we will print our response. Now let's run this. So now we have three set of elements having these four values, which is equals to 0. We see this minus 2 plus 2 and minus 1 cancels out. These both are 0 and minus 2 cancel out, and this minus 1 and plus 1 is cancelling out each other. So all these sets have the sum equals to the target 0. Okay. Moving on to the next question, we have a simple palindrome check. So let's look at this. Not needed. So we just need to check if the element is palindrome or not and ignore any special characters. So if we look at this race car and if we iterate over, okay, let's take this semicolon just for understanding and now go reverse. RAC ECAR. If we remove the semicolon, then you can see both the values are race car. So this is palindrome. So let's see how to approach this question. We'll do we just have a left and right pointer. Second element pointer will be at the last. And while left pointer is less than right. And then again we need to check if the element is special character or just a regular alphanumeric. So again we will run a pointer. C S of left is alphanumeric. If it's not alphanumeric, we will just update our pointer. Same with the right pointer. Then we will check if it's case sense. I mean, we will ignore the case sensitivity and see if both values are not matching. If it's not matching, we will just return false. Then we will increment and decrement our left and right pointers. And if the loop processed without returning false, we will return true. Now here, since we are not calling it from any function, instead of returning, we will print 1 and 0. Right, print 0 and return. Here we'll print 1. Let's run this. If you see, our race car is printing as 1. Because if you ignore the set colon, then race car is a palindrome. But if I write race a car, now it's not a palindrome. If I run this, then it will print 0. Okay, that's it for today. See you tomorrow. Thank you.